Earlier today, one of those field events that we've been telling you about, the boys long jump took place. We just saw a PR in the boys pole vault. We had a couple of PRs on the long jump pits. Really good field as always. Guys from all over the place coming to show their stuff. Even from West River, Belfouche representing today.
Aiden Griffin with a big jump, and you mentioned it, a lot of big numbers here. And I've talked to a lot of these guys. They love jumping here at Howard Wood Field.
Josh Schleisner, who was a former great on the track for New Underwood, now coaching the Bronx Jumps crew. They've had a lot. You think about Shayla Howell on the girls' side. They're doing something right out there in Belfouche.
There's Sam Rolfs for Aberdeen Central, doing him proud. He got 22-2, but it was Brady Fritz. I call him the human bucket. He's such a great basketball player, but look at the kid. He can jump too, an all-around athlete, hitting 23 feet to take the event.
That is a new PR for the winter warrior and the future Dakota Wesleyan Tiger hoopster. Fritz, by the way, that 23-foot mark, he was our platinum leader. Now, platinums, we're going to talk a lot about platinums this weekend.
Yeah, what's that, Alex?
That's the best mark over the course of the season. You know about this.
Everybody knows.
It's the best mark in any particular event in North or South Dakota during the course of the season. Again, Brady had that number coming into the weekend. He extends his advantage in the platinum race, 23 even for the young man from Winter, South Dakota. Here is your decorated field in the boys special 800. Again, this is an invitation-only event. The Howard Wood Dakota Relays crew puts this group together every year. They send out fielders across the upper Midwest. The meet record, Parkston's Alex Munterfring ran 152.46 back in 2009. We'll see if anybody can come close here, and we are underway in our boys special 800. A top quality field here. Again, they will run in their lanes until they hit the backstretch. Then everybody cuts in. As you talk to coaches, you know, what strategy are you telling your kids this week? What do you expect? Almost all of them said, we don't know what to expect because so many of these guys are running maybe their second or their third 800 this season.
And they're not running against each other.
Yes.
I mean, Gabe Nash said he's only run against one of these other guys before, and Tommy Nichols said the same thing. He's only run against Gabe Nash. A lot of these guys unfamiliar with who's going to push the pace and who's going to start out strong and when to put the gas down.
Well, it is Chance Bollinger of Century, who was a part of the Pats championship-winning 4x8 team earlier today, pushing the pace here. Sean Korsmo coming up now into that second spot. Isaac Davalar of Sioux Falls Christian and Cody Farland of St. Thomas More running 3-4. We'll see what the split is here. It's looking like about 57 as they cross that 400 line. Bollinger in front. Sean Korsmo, Class A rivals in the state of North Dakota, running 1-2 right now. Davalar and Nash running 3-4. Korsmo now moving into the lead as Bollinger drops off just a bit. That is Davalar trying to stick with him. Sean Korsmo, the Tulsa commit with 150 to go. Trying to open up some space. Simeon Birnbaum now from Rapid City Stevens coming up from the pack, moving into second spot. 100 to go. Korsmo a little peek over his shoulder. The Bismarck High Demon with a little space here. Davalar coming on strong. Korsmo losing some steam. Isaac Davalar of Sioux Falls Christian giving chase. Sean Korsmo, though, is going to hold on and claim the title. Incredible performance by the senior to keep his footing despite his stumble down the stretch. And a great challenge by the sophomore Isaac Davalar.
We will await the official clockings here.
Sean Korsmo's got to be thrilled, and you know, he points up to the sky there. He got a little help coming down the stretch. He definitely lost his balance, weak legs, and he knows he's got a competitor pushing him. Look at him go, stayed on balance, and barely finds the finish line. Crazy finish for Korsmo.
Here's the full field. Girls Special 200. a decorated group. The only member of this field, by the way, who was a part of that race in 2018, the young lady running in lane number 1, Kaylin Valandra Peru from White River. Now, a lot of these girls have run high 24s or low 25s in their careers. The meet record was from Jada Caldwell of Chanhassen back in 2016. That was a 23.5. Caldwell would go on to run at Kansas. We don't expect that record to fall today, but we do expect this race to be tight and to be special. Again, Valandra Peru from White River in 1, Heinitz in 2, Walker in 3, Duax in 4, Merkley from Lincoln in 5, Williams from West Fargo in 6, Kerr from Washington in 7, and Jones from New Underwood in 8. And we are underway. A clean start, and the start's so important. And it's a good one for Holly Duax and also for Nanis Kerr in lane 7. Duax side by side with Merkley off the turn. This is Holly Duax in 4 from Sioux City West and Ellen Merkley of Sioux Falls Lincoln in 5. Side by side with 50 to go. Duax now, the junior from West, edging in front and taking the title just ahead of Merkley. Really good push by Megan Walker of Brandon Valley in 3 and Kaylin Valandra Peru of White River in 1. But in the end, the Sioux City West Wolverine, Holly Duax, the top-ranked sprinter in the 1 and the 2 in the state of Iowa, able to do just enough to get the job done. 25.34 unofficial.
This was an unbelievable finish. Coming out of the turn, the tank started to empty, and Duax had just enough to push Merkley all the way to the end. Ellen Merkley, a great final 100 there, but Duax, too much.
Elena Lanson standing by right now with our champion in the Special 2, Holly Duax.
First of all, congratulations. In a sprint like that, the start is so important, but for tonight, for you, the finish was. How did you feel coming into the end there?
I could feel my hip's been hurting pretty bad, so I could feel it, but I knew I had to finish. Only had a little bit left, and just give it my all and stay loose. Don't try to tighten up and run fast. Just stay relaxed and don't try to run fast, just run fast.
Well, it definitely served you well. What does it mean to not only be in this special race, but also win it this year?
It's a really big honor. Just to, like, when they reached out and invited me, I kind of knew, like I'm respected. And coming in, I knew that there was a lot of good runners. Like, it wasn't just going to be like my normal meets where I blow like people out. It was going to be a competition. So I knew I was going to have to run a good race to be able to do well in it. So,
well, congratulations. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
Thanks to Elena and thanks to Holly Duax, your champion. 25.34 for the junior from Sioux City West. Judge edging Ellen Merkley, the Lincoln Patriot. Great race. More to come. Tremendous field here in the final heat of the girls 100-meter hurdles. In lane 4, Brielle Dixon from Brandon Valley. The top seed time at 14.73. Avery Schmeichel of West Central to her right. A number of state championships in her career, and it's a good start for Dixon. The Brandon Valley Lynx runner running strong. To her left, a good challenge from CC D-Bomb of Fargo Davies, but it's Brielle Dixon taking the fast heat here in the girls 100-meter hurdles. The 8th and final section claimed by a young lady who was 4th in Class AA at state in 2019. Unofficial time was 14.84. Brielle Dixon, your champ in the girls 100-meter hurdles. Our Elena Lanson standing by with Brielle right now.
Congratulations on your win just now. You won clearly by a good mark. Were you able to tell where you were in the field as you came into the finish?
Yeah, I could hear people behind me, and I'm like, finish, finish. And so it was really fun. I got to run against one of my training partners, Avery Schmeichel. We've been training together and pushing each other, so it was really fun to finally race her. So.
A really strong field in the final section of the boys 110-meter hurdles. Great balance between North and South Dakota, headlined by Brock Johnson of Bismarck Century in lane 4. He's run 14.89 this season. Just on his right hip, though, a young man that's run 0.04 of a second slower. This is going to be a great race between Johnson, Andrew Martins of Sioux Falls Lincoln, who's the defending AA champ in this event from 2019 when he was just a sophomore. Final section of 8 here at the Howard Wood Dakota Relays, and it's a clean start. Well in lane 7, that's Clay Radens from Bismarck Century, but the rest of the field now coming on strong. Paxton Fleming and Roosevelt in lane 2 running well. Johnson from Century in 4, Martins from Lincoln in 5, but this is Paxton Fleming from Sioux Falls Roosevelt. Out of lane 2, He had run 15.25 this season. Almost 4/10 behind the leaders, but he got off to a phenomenal start, and he did not let up.
In that tough race, in that tight race, were you able to tell where you were in the field as you came into the finish line?
Not really. It was really tough because I know I'm racing against some of the best, and so I just tried to run my race the best I could.
In such a quick sprint event, how were you able to stay consistent in between the hurdles?
Biggest thing is focus. I have to attack the hurdle and drive my legs every time, and if I don't, then I know I need to fix for the next hurdles to come.
We've got a loaded field here in the final section of the girls 100-meter dash. 4 competitors who we saw last night in the special 200 being involved today.
Yeah, Nanis Kerr is really a blazer, but Ellen Merkley and CC DeBaum are the two I'm really watching to make a move here in the girls 100.
Berkeley in lane 4 from Sioux Falls Lincoln was seconds to Holly Duwax last night of Sioux City West in that special 200. A great race, wire to wire. She's got the best time in the field at 11.98 this season, the freshman. CC DeBaum of Davies, top ranked in North Dakota, the sophomore, has run 12.15 this year. Nanis Kerr in lane 3, the senior from Washington, 12.21. Clean starts. Well, that's Ella Heinitz of Del Rapids St. Mary, who also was in the special 2 last night. And it's Heinitz in 6, DeBaum in 5, and Merkley in 4 running well. But it's Ellen Merkley in the end, taking the win in the girls 100 here in 2021. You see that closing speed from the freshman in the end, able to pull away over the final 10 meters. 12.11, the unofficial time.
That's a lot of fun, and these girls love to compete against each other. You saw Ella Heinitz and Ellen Merkley. They both trained together in the off-season, and I'll tell you what, those two put on a show today.
How do you feel like getting off to a fast start and continuing your top speed really attributed to your win today?
Really good. Those girls are amazing. So it was so fun to run with them. They always just push me to be my best, and it was amazing.
And not only to be in the top heat, but to win as a freshman. What does that feat mean to you?
It means a lot. I've been growing up running track, so to just make it here is amazing.
8th and final section of the boys 100 here on day 2 of our coverage of Howard Wood. We could see something special here in this one. In lane number 4, Caleb Larson of Bismarck Legacy has run 10.45 this year. That is the second best time all time in the state of North Dakota, and 0.08 of a second off the meet record that Denzel Brown of Eden Prairie set back in 2017. He's a special runner, Jason Andera.
I cannot wait. This is the guy I've wanted to see in person. I've watched a lot of his races. He's gone to some pretty big competitions across not only the country but internationally, and I'll tell you what, this kid's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
He will be tested in this race. Angel Johnson, who you see there on the right of your screen from Viborg Curly, has run 10.8 this season. He was 3rd in Class B at the state meet in 2019. To Larson's right on the left edge of your screen, you see Matthew Stahl from Sioux Falls, Washington. He has also run 10.8 this year, one of the breakout stars in AA track and field this season. And it's a clean start, and all eyes will go to lane 4, and it's a good start for Caleb Larson. 10.53, the meet record. Larson has run 10.4 this season. He will break the tape. He will claim the title. Will he get the record now? That's the question. 10.58 is the unofficial time. He's going to miss it by 0.05 of a second.
During that race, a lot of competition, a lot of talent in that field. How did you allow them to push you into that finish?
I just decided to run my own race. Figured with track, it's a competition against yourself, and you gotta worry about your own times and not the other people's.
And you're such a decorated athlete, senior. What is your favorite memory looking back in the last 4 years?
Definitely Howard Wood, because North Dakota, it's more of a small area, but when you come here, there's so many people from all around that it really changes the track.
Here's the full field. We mentioned Brandon, Davies, and Lincoln in the middle. They've all run right around 144 this season. We expect this to be a great race. But again, top to bottom, Sioux Falls, Washington is anchoring Nanis Kerr, who's an outstanding runner, a part of the special two. Eden Fridley for Century on the outside, another special kid. You just never know when you put these kids together and you see what happens in a great race like this.
Exactly. If they get off to a good start and you've got Kerr coming down the stretch, you know, anything could happen.
Clean start here. And Davies beginning with the 8th grader, Kate Lockway, who's become one of the top sprinters in the state of North Dakota. Lincoln with Lauren Merkley, Brandon Valley with Brielle Dixon, the 100-meter hurdles champion. Good pass. Brandon Valley with a lot of momentum on that baton hands-off. That was Dixon to Taya Rude. Davies running well. Also away on the outside, we mentioned it, Bismarck Century. They led with Avery Mills, Autumn Ketterling on the baton here. Linnea Axman for Davies running this second leg. Lincoln with Elizabeth Jerstad, the senior. Brandon Valley and Davies making the pass almost simultaneously. The Davies Eagles now with Michaela Nessius, Brandon Valley with Kennedy Nebel. Brookings on the outside also running well. Allie Clark on the baton here. A good second leg by Landry Wilson for the Bobcats has them very much in the field. Lincoln now, though, pulling slightly in front. Linnea Nesham on the baton. Going to be a great finish here. Again, Davies will anchor CC DeBomb. Megan Walker, the outstanding sprinter on the baton here for Brandon Valley. Sioux Falls Lincoln with Ellen Merkley, the 100 champ. This is Walker, though, on the inside in lane 3, the former Sioux Falls Christian star. CCD bomb for Fargo Davies trying to catch her. Walker and Brandon Valley in 3, D-Bomb and Davies in 4, and it's going to be Megan Walker continuing that strong tradition of Brandon Valley champions in the relays. They won this event back in 2019. Krista Bickley was a part of that team. So many all-time greats. Megan Walker jumping right in and fitting right in. A great run here for Brandon Valley High School.
Yeah, you're talking two really fast closers right there. And Megan Walker, she left no doubt. Lincoln had a bad handoff on that last turn. They were very close. So it came down to a 2-horse race.
142.24 the time for Brandon Valley. They take first, Davies second, Lincoln third. More to come next on Midco SN. We're going to have our eyes on lane 4, where Viborg Hurley is sitting, and that's a Cougars team that is loaded again this season on the track.
They put a school record together earlier this year, and they've got a lot of sprinters on that team. That's one I'm definitely watching.
Angel Johnson, Carter Gust, George Johnson, and then Chase Mason.
He's got quite a story.
He does have quite a story. We're going to hear a lot about Chase. Well, let's talk about him right now. Talk about his story.
You know, just this fall in football, he tore an ACL. He has worked very hard to come back, decided to commit to play baseball. He's one of the hardest hitters and fastest throwers in the state's really ever had. And now he's actually running this spring in track. You know, we're less than, 7 months from the ACL injury. That's pretty crazy.
This was a Viborg Hurley team with two of the members that are going to run on this relay race that set the Dakota Relays meet record back in 2019. Carter Gust and Chase Mason a part of that group, along with Bodie Sherman as well, 132.5. This version of the Cougars has run 131.2. So you do the math, almost a second and a half faster than the mark that they set back in 2019. Don't count out Ipswich, though, in lane 5. The Tigers have won 133.9 this season. Chester area and 3 have run 134 flats. Hanson's in 1, Bonham in 2. If you go to the outside, Langford area is in 6, Howard in 7, and Wall on the outside in lane 8. Viborg Hurley with Angel Johnson, the SDSU football commit. And look at Johnson here on the backstretch, a state placer in the 100 back in 2019 as a sophomore. He'll make the pass off to Carter Gust, now a senior this year. Already now, the Cougars out in front again, chasing this meet record. Ipswich hanging in there in lane 5. Dylan Owens led off for the Tigers. Carson Goal on the baton here. This is Viborg Hurley, though. The Cougars in white and black out in front. George Johnson, the lone underclassman on this particular relay team, will take the baton now. They have opened up a big lead here over the fields.
That was a textbook handoff that time, and now they get Chase Mason on the way home. This is going to be very close, Alex.
Good run by Johnson out in front. Ipswich with Matthew Hedich running seconds. And the time to watch, 1:32.51. The future Nebraska Cornhusker, Chase Mason, now on the baton. This Viborg Hurley team won every relay you could win just about at the state meet in 2019, and here at the Dakota Relays in Class B, Chase Mason a part of all of those. And here he comes down the home stretch. 1:32.51, the time to watch. Mason coming off that ACL tear, looking strong. I would say he broke that record by a second or two. 1:29 unofficial.
That was a lot of fun, and the relays are so much on the handoffs, perfect handoffs that time by Viborg Hurley.
How about 1:29.68 for Viborg Hurley? They smashed their old record from 2019 by nearly 3 seconds. Angel Johnson, Carter Gust, George Johnson, and Chase Mason. Electric performance by Viborg Hurley in the 4x2.
He doesn't look like he's limping at all. There's Chase Mason running the anchor. As I said, back in September, tore the ACL and came back fully to anchor a record-setting team effort.
Here in the second section of boys 1600 action, had numbers that matched their competitors, so we had to get that straightened out, but now we are underway. Boys 1600 meters, second section. And Jacob Knodel of West Fargo Cheyenne, the top seed time, coming in the top ranked distance runner in the state of North Dakota in the orange and blue. Ethan Bender, though, out in front here. And he's run 4:20. Sioux City North, a couple of stars, now in second and third. And Gabe Nash right there, along with Will Lohr, who was seated third coming in. Jacob Knodel in striking distance, right now in fourth. As we hit the bell lap, Ethan Bender out in front.
And we've got one to go out front. Ethan Bender of Century.
Then Sioux City North with Will Lohr and Gabe Nash running 2-3. Jacob Knodel of West Fargo Cheyenne right now, the top seed time coming in running fourth. And now you see Bender just hit the wall a little bit on that backstretch as the chase pack attempts to reel him in. This is Will Lohr of Sioux City North moving up along with Gabe Nash behind him. Lohr with the Carolina blue moving into the front with 200 to go. He's run 4:22 this season. That is Will Lohr with the headbands now moving in front. Gabe Nash coming on strong as well. This is going to set up for a great finish here. Lohr out in front. The junior from Sioux City North, his teammate Gabe Nash trying to chase him down along with Jacob Knodel of West Fargo Cheyenne. Here comes Nash now, showing off that 800 speed. Gabe Nash, the sophomore from Sioux City North, is going to take the title in the boys 1600. A great finish just ahead of his teammate Will Lohr. Jacob Knodel of Cheyenne taking third.
We talked about strategy, Alex. There was a lot of strategy in that race. And Gabe Nash, no surprise, familiar with track strategy or race plan as he calls it, implements that race plan and takes the lead right at the end.
4:20.18 for Nash. 32/100ths of a second better than his teammate Will Lohr. That time 5 seconds better than his season's best. A big win for the sophomore from Sioux City North. This is your start list for heat number 3. For me, it starts in lane number 6. And I'm not just saying that because I'm related to the girl in lane number 6, but Kaylin Valandra-Peru, a 3-time Howard Wood Dakota Relays 400 champion. Megan Walker of Brandon Valley, third in Class A as a freshman in this event. She's been awfully good here this weekend as well, running sprints to distance. Carrington Jones was the Class B state champion in 2019. Really beats Kaylin Valandra-Peru by just a couple of hundredths of a second. And then you look at Erin Palmer in lane number 5 for Bismarck Century, the defending 800 champion in Class A in the state of North Dakota, the defending special 800 champion here at Howard Wood. She was second in the 400. She's a 56 type kid. She's out in lane 5. I think this group can really push each other to something special here today.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. You mentioned Valandra-Peru's 55, and it's going to be tough in the same week to match that, but if anybody can, I think she can.
She's a special runner. She's going to South Dakota next season. This is her race. She won this as a 7th grader, but she will be tested today, and the test is going to come from the inside. You see Megan Walker of Brandon Valley in lane 3, the junior, eating up the field a bit here. Erin Palmer in the red and blue of Bismarck Century in lane 5. Kaylin Vlandra-Prue in White River purple and gold in lane 6. As they turn, 150 to go, as tight as it gets. Look at Carrington Jones now, the Class B state champ from 2019, moving up in lane number 4 from New Underwood. Awfully tight here as they come off the turn. Vlandra-Prue in 6, Jones in 4, Walker in 3. Great push on the inside as well from Kennedy Kramer of West Lyon, who's got the legs now down the stretch. Vlandra-Prue, Carrington Jones side by side, a photo in the girls 400. Too close to call here as we wait for the official results. Almost a carbon copy of the 2019 Class B 400, and it's Vlandra-Prue getting the win, 56-26. 1/100th of a second over Carrington Jones.
I'd like to say this is a start of a rivalry, but this is a rivalry that's gone on. These two have pushed each other, especially over the last couple of years. One's going to South Dakota State, one's going to USD, and look at the finish here. Vlandra-Prue not only leans out, but tumbles. Finish.
Unbelievable finish.
Congratulations, great finish there. What was going through your head as you were waiting for the results?
I was just hoping for the win. I tried not to get too nervous before the race, and I just tried to come out and run my absolute hardest, and it paid off.
And you have had so much success at the Howard Wood Relays in the past. What does this moment mean to you?
To get back out here one more time before my high school season is over. It's really special because I have a lot of memories with track here. It's one of my favorite tracks to run on, so I'm glad I got another chance to run here before I graduate.
Awesome, thank you, and congratulations again.
Thank you.
Third and final heats in the boys 400, and we've been building to this, it feels like, all day. Lane number 4, Caleb Larson, top ranked in the state of North Dakota. He is a 2-time state champion in this event. He's a 6-time state champ if you include the hundreds and the 200s that he's won as freshmen and sophomores. He claimed the 100 title earlier today, nearly had the meet record there in 10.58. The meet record, Landon Yoakum of Bismarck Century, one of our favorites from back in 2014.
He's a blast.
Great career at NDSU as well to follow. He ran 47.78 back in 2014. That was Bismarck Century's first year coming to this meet. They've been a staple ever since. Can another Bismarck athlete go below 48 and perhaps get his name on the record book? He's gone 48.4 this season, but earlier this year, he ran a 46.7 split in a 4x4. He is capable of doing something special. Already a champion in the 100. We'll see how he does now in the 400. Even start, 100 meters in. That is Larson in the black and gold. On his right, Cale Thorne of St. Thomas More. He's gone 50.3 this season. Colin Helma, again, a multiple state champ at this discipline in Class B on the outside from Freeman. Here comes Larson now with 200 meters to go. The Legacy Sabre, so smooth coming off the turn. It's Caleb Larson's race right now. It's the record that he's watching. 47.78 from Landon Yoakum, the time to beat. Caleb Larson from Bismarck Legacy. Great run here by Tommy Nickel, by the way, in lane 1. It will be Larson, and it will be a record. Caleb Larson threatening the 46s here today. 47.02, a new meet record for Caleb Larson. And that is a new all-time record in the state of North Dakota.
That's what we came to see, right, Alex? That was thrilling. Caleb Larson absolutely burning it up in the second stretch of the race and took it home with no competition.
47.02 from Caleb Larson. the senior from Bismarck Legacy. He's not declared where he's going to go to school next year, but let's just say there is interest, and that will continue to grow as he puts up these times.
Look at the precision running, staying in his lane. He's shaving the inside on the turns. That is very difficult to do and to keep up the velocity he did.
Elena Lanson standing by with our 400 champion.
Caleb over here grabbing a drink. Congratulations, new meet record. What do you have to say about your performance? We'll give him a second. It was a great performance. What do you have to say about it?
I was not ready for it. I ran the 100 and I had a long break before the 400. And I got up, I'm like, it's so hot, this is gonna be horrible, but it turns out I was wrong.